This is from the Petty Corner. I'm Petty Diana, and today I have number 8 UFC Bantamweight, who is on an 8-fight win streak and has a fight coming up at UFC 321 in Abu Dhabi, Mario Bautista. Welcome to the Petty Corner.
How you doing? Thank you for having me.
I'm doing good. I'm glad to finally have you here. Okay, so you do have a fight coming up against Umar Nurmagomedov. It is a really big fight in Abu Dhabi, like I said. Correct me if I'm wrong, this is your first time fighting outside of the country?
Yeah, it'll be my first time fighting out of the country, and the only time I've been out of the country, I think I was like 11, and we went to Mexico, so that's the only time. So now I'm heading across the other side of the world, and going to be fighting in the UFC in the top division.
Wow, so you only been to Mexico, and that was when you were 11. I can't believe in 12 fights they never like brought you anywhere else because they've been everywhere. So it's kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
no, honestly, I didn't mind it. Like I love fighting pretty close to home. Like I didn't really like the long flights, and like I've been lucky to fight like in Vegas most of the time. So. But now, we just have a big opportunity and you can't say no. I'm not going to fly to Abu Dhabi. So you got to
Yeah.
take it.
And I've heard it's like one of the better places to go. But how are you feeling about it being in Abu Dhabi, like the time difference and your body adjusting? Are you leaving early enough to be able to adjust and all that?
Yeah. So I'll be leaving um, next Thursday. So I'll get there, 5 days earlier than usual. So yeah, just to get acclimated to the time. Um, and that's pretty much it. And then, should be smooth sailing from there.
Who do you have coming with you, like outside of your corner? Is there anybody else coming with you? I know you have another teammate, which you've been lucky. The last card you also had Markel Maderos on there with you. So do you have anybody else besides Jose and your cornerman coming with you?
Um, no, no, it'll just be Jose and the cornerman. They'll be coming with me. Markel I think Markel was possibly going to be on this card too. I don't know if things got worked out or not. But yeah, so far it's just going to be me and Jose and our cornerman.
Do you have anything planned outside of your fight that you want to do while you're there? Because you know it's a new country, you haven't really left the country.
Yeah, no, I think just being in a different country and just experiencing it wherever I'm going to be at. I'm not going to go too far or do anything too crazy. But I think just being in another country, that's just going to be an experience in itself. So that yeah, I'm definitely excited about that. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of things to see right where I'm at.
I love it. Okay, and then I brought up Markel and Jose being on cards with you. That doesn't always happen where you get like some of your teammates and stuff. Do you find it like more comforting, like having them there, like with you?
Yeah, not only there, but just going through camp as well, because they're doing the same rounds you are, they're going through the same workouts you are. So it's definitely a good motivation, or try to be their motivation, like, hey, like I know it sucks today, but we just got to do it or whatever. Um, so yeah, it's motivating in that sense, and then yeah, uh, him being there, and then him bringing more of our teammates there, so we kind of have our own little group that'll be coming with us.
I love it. Okay, and I don't want to look too far into the future because you have this big fight in front of you. But and I'm not sure what conversations you've had. But do you feel like a win over Umar will get you to a title shot next?
I think that's a possibility, if I win, it could just change the landscape of things, if Umar wins, it's just going to be another rematch with Marab. And then after that could be a rematch with Peter Yan. Um, and then depending on who wins those fights, it's just going to be a bunch of rematches there. So I think I definitely have the chance to really shake things up and change the landscape of things.
And if you do come up with a win and you feel that you are next for Marab, he's been vocal about wanting to come back in December and say Piotr couldn't make that fight for whatever reason. Everyone's assuming that Piotr's next. Are you willing to take that fight on that quick of a turnaround?
Yeah, I would have to be, I'm not in a position to with the champion, to say, "Oh no, I want to fight later." No, whenever he wants to fight, I'm gonna have to be ready. Like I can't pass up that opportunity. Like if it's at the end of the month or end of the year, I would definitely take it.
Yeah, and I do have to ask this because your entry to the UFC was against Corey Sandhagen and Marab, and Corey's fight just happened just last weekend. So what were your thoughts on it?
I thought it was a great fight. I thought Corey came in shape. He looked well prepared. Um, and then Marab, like he's just getting better and better, and he's also just relentless. And he also surprised me too because he ended up rocking Sanhagen in the second round, which I was not expecting. Um, but yeah, leading into the fight, I thought Sanhagen would win maybe the first few rounds, and then 3, 4, and 5, I thought Marab would take over, and that's kind of what happened. So surprised, but not surprised.
Yeah. Okay, so and if Marab and Piotr get that fight next and you do get this win over Umar, there's gonna be like a lot of time in between, say if you're after Piotr gets that fight.
Mhm.
Are you willing to have that rematch with Corey? Because you had your first fight with him and that was many years ago, 12 fights ago. So do you feel like maybe Corey or O'Malley would be next for you in between a title shot?
I wouldn't think so. No, I think I've worked like really hard, and I think a win over Umar that would put me on a 9 fight win streak. Um, no, I think I'm more than deserving of a title shot after that. Say Peter does get that title shot, um, which would be fine. They'll give me time to kind of rest in between these fights. Um, but yeah, I think a win over the number two guy, I'm not going to fight down. Someone who just lost against Marab. So I don't know. We'll see. I hopefully Marab respects this win streak because he had a similar win streak before he got the title shot, and hopefully we can work things out and he sees that and we can get it done.
Okay, so I do want to talk about respect and disrespect too. So I'm glad that you bring that up because I feel like Marab was not respected for a long time, and you've been vocal about being disrespected, and a lot of people disrespect you. Even your former opponent Patchy Mix said that he felt like the fan base doesn't respect you as well. Um, what do you feel like you have to do to gain the respect that you deserve? Because you are on an 8 fight win streak, and I feel like a lot of this is going unnoticed.
Uh, just keep winning my next fights. That's if I keep winning, they can't deny me. And then especially if I beat Umar, like you can't deny me at that point. I just beat the number two guy, and I would be on a 9 fight win streak. So that's all I can do. I think people are starting to respect like what I've been able to do in this division because no one else has done it. I think I'm tied right now with Aljo for the longest win streak in the division, and then Marab has the highest at 11 right now. So they're gonna have to respect it no matter what. Um, and Patchy, yeah, he just showed us what he's about this past weekend. So
Yeah. Okay, so I just wanted to ask you this too because like as you climb the ranks, you start getting like bigger names, and you fought Jose Aldo, who's a legend in the sport and stuff like that. And I've heard fighters talk about this, like how they get nervous, because they've like idolized these people. Do you feel like when you go into these big fights, do you get nervous because of their name, or do you take their name and face completely out of it, and it's just another fight to you?
no, no, I don't get nervous. I don't get nervous, or I really don't feel like too much pressure because I get that all out during my training camps. Um, during these training camps, I just work hard like every single day and at every session, and I do what I can, leading into these fights where I'm fully prepared, like as much as I can be, and I know I've given it 100% in the camp, and so when I go into these fights, I just get to be free, and free of the pressure and all that, and it's just a roll of the dice at that point because anything can happen in that fight, and I tell myself that before these fights, like I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna do my best, and I'm gonna be happy with the outcome, like no matter what, because I know what I've done in the camp leading into the fight, and it's been working out for me.
I love it, and you just leave it all out there. I got the honor of watching you fight in Utah, and I thought it was pretty awesome. Whether other people didn't think it or not, um, I liked it, but okay. You were supposed to fight Chito Vera, then you had an opponent change. You fought Patchy Mix, and before that, you fought Jose Aldo. You did get a lot of boosts in both fights, and I was really confused about the Patchy Mix fight because I know people didn't like the Jose Aldo performance, and like you completely showed us like a completely different side of you, and the fighting style and everything. But when you get booed and all that stuff, I know you can probably hear it in the arena and everything, but does that fuel you more, or does that kind of like, damn, they're booing?
Uh, well, at first in that Patchy fight, yeah, I thought they might have been booing me, but I think at that point, I think they were just booing Patchy, because he just talked so much leading into that fight that he was gonna do this and that, and then did none of it. Um, and I just kind of turned him, into a punching bag for 3 rounds. Um, so no, at the time I thought maybe it was me, but then looking back, yeah, I think it was definitely for Apache. But no, I don't let anything affect me. Even if it was for me, I didn't let it affect me. I just kept on going. So um, yeah, I'm pretty tunnel vision when I'm in there.
That's good though, because we've seen before, like past fighters, they start hearing the boos and then they're like, oh crap, and they start scrambling and like trying to they get out of their element and their character, and then they start making mistakes, and then it doesn't go well for them. So I'm glad it doesn't. You don't let it affect you.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
okay, and then a couple months ago, we did see the video of you approaching Henry Cejudo, and you did seem like you were being really respectful. And you were kind of asking him to agree to fight with you. And he kind of seemed like he was brushing you off a little bit because his accolades and everything, and what he's accomplished, in wrestling and MMA. What is your relationship with What is your relationship with him like today? And have you spoken to him since then?
Uh, yeah, I think that's in the past for me. I think I'm already farther than him in this division, and so yeah, he hasn't even been on my mind since then. And I've just seen on a couple podcasts, I think he's just like giving me the respect you know, that I deserve. He's seen what I've been able to do. Um, so yeah, I don't think he's thought about me either. But yeah, that's probably in the past for sure.
So we won't see you on pound for pound anytime soon.
Maybe when I get the belt. If I get the belt, maybe they'll invite me on the show. But yeah, it was that show, Pound for Pound, that him and Kamaro, they were talking about me, and then he was just so surprised at the things I've done. I think they pulled up my record, and he's like, "Oh man, because at first he was saying like, man, yeah, he has no finishes, this and that, and then they pull up my record in real time, and he sees it, and he's like, hold on, wait a minute, he's got 3 first round finishes in a row, and dang, he's like, maybe it's a good thing I didn't take this fight. So it is what it is. The only reason I did that is just because he got on Twitter and said some things, probably not even that bad after that Aldo fight. And so, and my mindset's like, dude, we live in the same town. Like, I'm gonna run into you. I see you at these fights all the time, and I'm not gonna like not say anything. So that was the whole deal behind that,
Yeah. Well, who knows what the future holds?
right?
But what are your final thoughts going into this fight with Umar?
My final thoughts. Um, I don't know. I'm just gonna go out there and do my thing. It's a big fight, a big opportunity. I have the chance to do you know something special for myself, prove a lot to myself, and then not only for the division, like I said, like I have the chance to change the landscape of things, right? Probably for the next few years with this Marab and the title picture and who's going to fight who. So I really have that chance. So I'm looking to step into that and make the most of it.
Love it. Okay, I wanted to ask you too. You don't really have a fight name. Like I feel like I've heard the commentators call you Super Mario before, but do you have a fight name?
Uh, No, I don't have one. My coach has been trying to give me one for like the longest time, and it's just like Super Mario. But when I hear that, I just think of, you know, the Mario Brothers and
It's
like
me,
the whole
Mario.
exactly that, and it's just like, oh man, that ain't cool. So yeah, there's been plenty, uh, but the one my coach likes, I think everyone calls me just Battleborn at the gym, and that's just my. I'm originally from Nevada, so that's the state motto from there, and I don't know, there's just something about that motto that really, you know, that really sticks to me, and I really like it. So yeah, I guess it just might be Battleborn.
Okay, I'm just gonna ask you a couple questions and to try to get the fans to get to know you. But what is one thing that would surprise people that they don't know about you?
That would surprise people. Honestly, I don't know if there's anything surprising about me. Um, I couldn't even tell you off the top of my head. What would be
Okay,
surprising? Sorry.
I'm sure you got something, but you can't just think of it right now. But okay, so what is a hobby that you have that's outside of MMA and fighting?
For a moment there, before it got too like expensive and I realized how expensive it was, um, I was putting together like an old truck, like a classic truck, an 1985 Silverado, because I loved those back in the day. My dad used to have one, my uncles used to have one, so I bought one that was, you know, you know, that needed to be worked on, and I was able to do that these past few, yeah, probably a couple years ago. And then you just get to the point like you could just keep putting money into it, more money, and it's just a money pit. So I was doing that for a minute, and I'm hoping to start it up again. I want to get my the first car I ever had after high school that I bought my own is like an old 1980 Firebird, and didn't have any money back then, so it was just like a piece of crap. So I'm hoping to get that one back and then fix it up, and I think it'd be pretty cool.
I love it. Maybe you need to go get this win, get the bonus, and you can go buy yourself one.
I still have it. It's in my dad's yard back in Nevada. It's just
Oh
old,
wow.
just sitting there, just dying. So I'm hoping to revive it a little bit,
Yeah. Well, get the bonus and you can put the money into it to revive it.
right?
Okay, and where is your favorite place that you fought at so far?
My favorite place. It's a toss up. I really like San Antonio. I don't know if you've ever been there, that river walk that's right there. I really liked that. And then I really liked Boston. Boston was really cool. It was very just
Historic.
had like, yeah, historic, just had an old feel to it, like brick sidewalks. It was pretty clean for the most part. I think I went in August, so it was nice weather, rainy. So I really liked Boston.
Yeah, I've been up to Boston one time. Beautiful, very like it's one of the 13 colonies. It was pretty cool to see. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was your most memorable fight?
The one that really sticks out to me is like that Ricky Simone fight, because like just going into the top 15 against a guy that, everyone was saying, like, man, this kid's like has a gas tank and this kid can go this and that. And then there's a moment like in the third round, he kind of picks me up in a double leg and he walks me across the cage on his shoulder and then just dumps me. And it's just like you're in that moment, you're just like, well, do I, let this happen and let him get away with the win? We're probably 1-1 at that point. And I don't know, I just never gave up on myself, and I was able to really push him and have him look up at the clock, which to do that against him, who guy who has a gas tank who always goes. Um, I just got a lot of confidence out of that fight, and I was really happy with my performance. So that's one that I'll probably always remember.
I love it. Okay. And do you watch sports outside of the UFC? Like, do you have a favorite team that you like or kind of sport that you follow, like football, baseball, basketball, any of that?
No, I'm a pretty boring person when it comes to sports. I'm purely all mixed, like all types of martial arts. I really don't really watch the UFC a lot or MMA fights. It's more of like I'll watch Muay Thai fights. I'll watch like karate fights. I'll watch jujitsu matches. I'll watch the NCAA finals for wrestling. Um, those are the kind of sports that I like to watch. I can't really get into like football or baseball or anything like that. I need to have a conversation with people like when this comes up. So I need to get into it.
Well, you are in Arizona, so you have the Cardinals, the Suns, and the Diamondbacks. So maybe you need to go throw the first pitch and, go catch some live events are well, I prefer live events for the most part over watching it on TV. So go to a live event and the food's great and the crowd is great too. So
Yeah, that's the thing. I've been to like a baseball game and a football game too, and you're right. Like they're way better live. I think I went to a baseball game and I think No, it had to have been the Diamondbacks, but yeah, and just having like a hot dog and like a beer, and it was pretty cool. It's way better live for sure.
Okay, so you drink. What is your preference of drink?
Um, when I do, and it's very like rare, like it's just if I go out to like some fights or something. Oh God, I'm gonna give you the truth. Honestly, so I'll go there, and for some reason, I'll always start off with a shot of Jaeger. I don't know if you ever had that before.
Jaeger bombs
Um,
with the Red Bull, yeah.
yeah, I try not to do the Red Bull because I want to sleep later that night.
Yeah.
And so it's just Jaeger. Um, and then usually I think just keep up with it throughout the night with I think my go-to lately has just been like a Jack and Coke
Mhm.
double. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
Love it. I will say though, going back to the baseball is kind of like one of the slower sports to watch compared to like basketball and football and all that. But yeah, I mean, you're super close to all of it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then my last question for you is, what UFC fighter would you challenge to a power slam match?
Who's the smallest person? Who would I challenge? I don't know. The gosh,
It's just for
I have
fun.
I have no clue. Anyone, right? So it'd be anyone, but the only thing I would hope for is on that coin toss that I am the first one to hit, and I hope I knock him out because I don't want to get slapped back. So, um, I, I don't know who's slappable. Henry, I would go against Henry.
The king of cringe.
That's who I would slap, and then hopefully I get the first hit. That's what I'm hoping for.
That would be fun. I don't think he'll ever do it though.
No, I don't think so. No.
All right, Myra, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your time, and I hope you have a safe trip. I will be watching your fight.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you.